This isn't love, this is destiny. Somehow I knew you were meant for me. Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your homie Joe. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. It is breezy, hot, but nevertheless, I am blessed. And I hope you guys are having a blessed day. If you are not, go talk to God. He'll make your day better, calmer, peaceful. You'll feel protected. And of course, you'll be blessed. So, in the story, me getting baptized, and my dumbass ended up getting high as a kite, asking for forgiveness. Um, so let me just go right into this story. All right. Um, Pretty much after I got baptized, um, I still with the church for a little bit. Then I ended up taking off. I ended up living with my mom for a little bit, back and forth with my uncle. Then I ended up staying, taking care of my grandma, and I was just bouncing back and forth. Once I was like 18, I was just partying, but being chill. I was staying with my sister for a while. We were getting tore up, messed up, partying with my cousin Melissa, and just having a good time. I was doing a lot of meth. I was drinking a lot. I was just experimenting with all these drugs, except for heroin, speed, PCP, shrooms, crack, cocaine, you know, all that. But uh, I would just party a lot. But I never caught anything either. Just be very clear of that. um, I would sell coke. I would sell meth. I end up learning how to make coke. I learned how to make meth, and then I was chilling with my cousin Jennifer and getting all spunked out, kicking it with her. Where I was, just chilling. Chilling with my cousin, with Melissa. Always babysitting with her kids, with her son, my big head, and and you know, I would just go do my thing. Um, I would just get all tore up, man. I would wake up with hangovers, bad headaches. I would always throw hotel parties. Like I was just living it, vida loca. And finally, it got to a point where I wanted to slow down. Uh, I would pass out a lot. Like I would be drinking and just boom, just drop. And I got tired of that shit, and it started happening once I was like 21. I just started like passing out, boom, boom. Nothing never changed. There's a couple things I want to make different videos about of these separate things, but I don't want to get into it in this video. I just want to keep it sweet, short and sweet, and um, but through after from 16, 17, and 18 of just experimenting to doing it on an everyday basis until I was like 20 to like 24, I was just partying and just drinking a lot. My uncle Happy had just passed away. There was a lot of people that did me wrong in my life, and I would always thank God, but I wasn't going to church. I would pray to Him here and there, but I was never really all into the church like I should be. And so for a long time, my grandma and grandpa would always pray for me, and just take care of me and all that stuff. So they were the ones that I relied on because their prayers, God would always answer them. My grandpa had the gift of healing, so I was able to like be healed when I was sick. You know, when I needed words of wisdom and all that. My grandpa was there, you know, and my grandma was there. So, you know, I was very blessed to have very beautiful grandparents. And so, you know, I was taking care of them for about 4 years. Around that time, I would always come back at night, chill, and then take off during the afternoon or nighttime. I was doing that a lot, but my grandpa didn't care because my grandma didn't like the fact that I was always out on the street. But she wasn't stupid; she knew what I was doing. But she always backed me up. She always, you know, like just, you know, she would pray for me and she would tell me straight out, I shouldn't be doing this, shouldn't be doing that. I never brought danger to my grandma's house. That's for sure. Hell no. I was really against that. I didn't like people bringing their drama to my grandma's house, and that includes me. I would never do that. And so, oh shit. So, after a while, after the fourth year, um, you know, I ended up going out doing my own thing, and then I came back. My grandma told me that she was sick, so I ended up coming back taking care of her until uh, she ended up getting sick and she ended up passing away. And my grandpa had dementia while my grandma was dying, and so it was hard. And so when my grandma died, something in me snapped. Something that I haven't felt for a long time. And it was like something that I haven't felt for a long time. Like this rage. I was just mad. And I just ran on a tweaking streak for a good 2 years. Didn't sleep, didn't do nothing. I was fucking sucked up, ugly as fuck. I was man, I was bad. I lived in my car, and I was just robbing. I was just robbing people. I was selling dope, selling drugs, kicking it with fools from Norwalk. I went back to the neighborhood, and I was just doing my own thing, throwing hotel parties again. It's just nobody couldn't get to me. I was just, woo, got the chills right now. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I got messed up bad. And one day I was twacked out real bad. The girl that I was with at the time cheated on me and cut that bitch loose. And all my partners and all that, we were just getting loaded, getting lit. I wasn't at that time. I didn't sleep for like almost a year and a half. I was just taking little baby naps, and all of a sudden, I'm kicking it one day, and what you call it? Me and a couple people, we went, and I was just driving. I thought I was just taking them to the store, and so we ended up going to Lakewood Mall, and right across the street from Lakewood Mall, they have uh, not a Walgreens, CVS. They have a CVS, and if you guys are from Lakewood, California, you guys will know what I mean, or if you guys are from the LA area, you guys will know what I mean. So we end up going to CVS, and I end up parking, and three of them they go in the store, And I put my seat back, and I'm just laying there, and I'm already feeling like overwhelmed. I'm feeling stressed. I'm like, you know what? I'm already thinking in the back of my head, Lord, I need a change. I'm done. I'm done. I miss my grandma, but I'm done crying. I'm done. I'm done being in mourning, you know? And I closed my eyes and I almost teared for a second. Then all of a sudden I look up, I see these three motherfuckers running with a bunch of shit in a basket. I'm like, oh, I start the car. I already knew. I start the car and all of a sudden, what you call it? I start the car and then, my bad. I start the car and I unlock the door and they jump in. I was like, what the fuck? What are you guys doing? They're all like, oh, go, go, go. And they're like three baskets deep. I'm like, shit. Like I'm just tripping, right? And so I go along the curve and then I'm about to make a right. And then the only way you can go, there's only one way you can go, make another right. And I'm like, shit. And it was so damn dark. And it's funny because it got dark fast. And my eyes were a little watery. So I couldn't really see. I thought I had an opening. So I made a quick right. And all of a sudden I hear, ooh. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm just like, shit, shit. And I was like, there's no way they could have caught us so fucking fast and this and that. And so I ended up getting stopped by by the Chase Bank, and they ended up stopping us, and they searched us, and all of a sudden, they noticed all the shit, and they asked me what's going on, why are you speeding? I was like, well, honestly, I can't see, my eyes are watery, and it looked like I had an opening, and the people over here, they drive too fast. At first, he almost bought it, and then he noticed, he looks behind, his partner looks behind the back of my car, and he sees all this fucking shit with empty baskets. And I'm like, oh my god, this fucking crackhead. Oh, this fucking method tweaker. Fucking tweaker. And they're like, can you guys step out of the car? I was like, shit, shit, shit. So I know they couldn't search my car. That I knew for a fact. But, I was like, you know what? Go ahead, handle it. And then all of a sudden, uh, it so happens the partner hears on the dispatch while they're checking us out. Hears on the dispatch that CVS just got robbed, so they need someone to go over there. So they're like, you know what? We're gonna go check it out. We're gonna just stay here, blah blah blah. So one of his partners, because it was just walking distance, he walked over there, and the cops telling us at the time, well, as soon as my partner comes, we guys can leave. I'm like, bitch, just let's go now. And then all of a sudden, his partner comes in. Actually, it only took like 5 minutes for him to even come. His partner comes, walking fast as fuck, and he tells his partner to come here. And mind you, we're already sitting down on the curve, right there by Bank of America, by Bank of America, the Chase Bank, and they're all like, "Have you guys been to CVS?" And my dumbass is thinking, I know they seen the baskets with all the shit. The floor was full with fucking stuff, like with makeup and all that. That was before they put the locks on the makeup and all that for the women and all the shit that they had. That was expensive. So, what you call it? They're all like, well, we gotta check them because now they're saying that they just described what you guys look like. I'm like, fuck. And so all of a sudden they start separating us. They're talking to us. By then, the whole time of just waiting, we're fucking like three other cops come, and then at this point it's like almost over an hour and a half, and we're just sitting there. I'm like, shit. And then at the time I didn't even have my license. I just had the title because it was my grandpa's and he gave it to me. but I didn't have a license, but I had insurance and everything else, like the ownership and all that. So they end up separating all four of us, and we're just chilling and all that. And then all of a sudden, I hear them asking them, okay, what happened, da da da, and they're asking me, but at the time they put me and one of the homegirls in the front together, and they put the other two together. And I told the homegirl, I was like, "What are you going to say?" She's like, "What the fuck?" And she's all like, "I want to say that. Which I don't know what they're talking about. I want to be like, yeah. I want to just tell them that I was resting my eyes, and all of a sudden we just left, like And she was like, "All right, yeah, whatever." And she was like, "Yeah, I want to tell them the same thing." I was like, "What the fuck, bitch? I want to tell them that, but whatever." Because we're all tweaked out, remember? And we're just like, whatever. But I got this. I already know. I ain't saying shit. I don't know nothing. I don't want to know nothing. I'm just the driver. I'm just the limo driver. And so, so we're walking and we're walking out of the car, and the cop comes up to me, and he's like, "You know what?" He's like, "All you guys are gonna go to jail, and you know what? I know you didn't have nothing to do with it." And he's all like, "Okay, you need to just tell me what's going on, man." And I was like, "Oh, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I really don't." And he's like, "Are you sure that's what you want to do?" I was like, "Yep." And he got mad. He threw me back in the car, and he chased the girl out. No, the girl. He calls the girl, and he takes her with the other two. And I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" So I'm just at this time I'm twiked out. I'm like, okay, I'm the driver. The police officer, came very fast, real quick, from just from CVS to us. So I was like, yeah, they know it was us. Somebody, they caught us, and so I'm just like, fuck. I was like, you know what? And at that time, I was already like still praying and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, the cop comes up to me, and he's all like, "So you're really to do Grand Theft Auto, huh? And robbery, and something else." And he's like, "You sure you want to do that, huh, big boy?" And I was like, "Dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. I really don't." And which I started laughing, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna be laughing once they process you today." I was like, "Whatever, whatever." And I'm just like, just lit. I'm just bobbing my head, and then I was like, "You know what, God?" I was like, if you get me out of this, I was like, I'll start. I'll start doing better. I need to start doing better. I got tired of tweaking it. I got tired of doing these little side hustles, these side jobs. I just got tired of it. But I knew deep inside the reason why I was more tired of everything was I got tired of not thinking about my grandma, because I would tweak it so I can forget about my grandma, about her dying, forgetting about how I seen her body decline. That shit hurt. That shit sucked to see that. And then my grandpa too. It hurt me to know that he had Alzheimer's. He didn't know what was going on, and that shit affected me. And I was hurt by that shit. And so I was like to that point where, you know what, I want to just get clean, and I want to start thinking about the good things in life. And at the time, it was hard because I was so fucking depressed. I didn't know where to start. And I was just like, yeah. I was like, you know what? And I was already thinking, if I go to jail, fuck it. That can be the way of me getting clean. I can get sober. I can sober up. When I come out, I can come out clean. That can be the start of my beginning. You know what I mean? But I wasn't trying to talk that prison jail talk, that county talk, like, oh, God, if I was gay, you get me out of this, I'll go straight up with you, Lord, and da. I wasn't trying to do all that. I just wanted God to help me become a better person, to remind me all the joy that my grandma brought to people. I saw that. I want to be able to do that, and I just got tired of living like a pissed off person, you know, like someone that had like something up, you know, like a chip on his shoulder, you know. And I was just thinking that by myself, and then all of a sudden, they pulled me out of the car. The cops pulled me out of the car, and they're like, "All right, you know what? Get out." And they let me go. I was like, "What the hell?" They let me go, and I see them take them three, and I was like, "What's going on?" They're all like, "Well, they caught them stealing, and you said that you didn't have nothing to do with it." I was like, "No, I didn't know what was going on. I don't know nothing." And I was like, "I just thought they paid for their stuff, but I don't know nothing." And they're all like, the cop was like, "All right, well, you want to go? You can go ahead and go. This is your warning. Stay out of trouble," because he knew that I had a clean record. I never got busted. I've never got caught up for nothing. All the shit that I've done in my life, I've never got caught up. I've always been slick. I've always been smart. So, you know, he noticed I had a clean record, and they're like, "All right, we'll let you go." They're like, "Stay out of trouble and stop hanging around with people like this." And I was like, "All right, cool." I was like, "Thank you, officer," and this and that. And I see them thinking, and they're like, "Ah, fuck," like they got us on camera, but they never caught me on camera. Matter of fact, they didn't even have my car on camera. But it so happens they stopped the three people. Yeah, I got out of it, and after the cops left, oh no, they let me leave, and I ended up going across the street to Lakewood Mall, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus, Lord, thank you, God." Like I was so freaking happy. I was like, "Thank you, God." And I was just so happy. I was blessed. I went to my mom's, and she let me stay there, and my mom would take care of me. I was knocked out. I was knocked out for a whole month. I slept for 1 month. Never woke up. The only time I ever got up was to use the restroom, to take a shower real quick, and to eat something real quick. My mom would make me eat something, and my mom would try to take care of me. And she was going through stuff at that time. She was in her second marriage. You know, they only had a little studio, but yet my mom took me in, and she took care of me. I was able to get up and finally take pictures on 4th of July, and you know it was beautiful. I was happy. You know, I was clean. I was thought minded. Then it got to a point was like, okay, what do I do now? What do I do now? I gotta find myself in life. I'm I'm 20. I'm 24. No, I'm 23 years old. 23 years old. No, 24. I'm 24 years old. And now it's like I'm a year sober. I'm trying to find myself. So I started praying to God more. I started uh, praying to God, reading the Word of God, talking to Him. My best friend Sabrina was helping me through that time when, oh my God, this woman is a powerful woman of God. She would really help me. She every time I was in something like a flashback PTS moment, or if I ever wanted to do dope again or something, she would just talk me down in scripture. You know, don't let the devil do this, for the Bible says, and da da da, chapter da, like, and you know, she would pray over me, you know, and you know, I always thank God for her, because you know she helped me through that time when I needed help. You know, she would always answer the phone, and I thank God for her. And so I just wanted to try to find myself in life. I wanted to find myself who I was. And so what I did was just continue to talk to God, do good things. Um, I was able to say no to every drug except for one that people would think is a drug, weed. And every time I would smoke weed, I was always happier, and I would talk about scripture. I would read the word, and I would all my pains through my kidneys and my liver would go away, and I felt just happy. I was just in happy moments. Me and my cousin Melissa. Oh my God, my cousin Melissa was there through everything. Um, this girl. Oh, I love my cousin Melissa so much. Um, I'm about to tear. Um, my cousin Melissa has been with me thick and thin. Um, I owe my life to that girl. Um, my cousin has always been there for me. Um, there's times that I wanted to kill myself. There was times that I was just sad, depressed, angry, pissed off. She seen my highs, my lows, and she never judged me. She was always there for me. She was always there to lift me up. And oh man, if it wasn't for her, I think I would have fucking probably ended it real quick a long time ago, And I thank God for my cousin Melissa. I was always with her. We were always kicking it together. At that time, she had slowed down in her life. It was just her and her son, my big head, and which kind. It was always. It seemed like it was just us three. We're always together, no matter what. Events with my side of the family, events with her side of the family. Um, it seems it was just always us, and it was cool, you know what I mean, and it was beautiful, and she helped me through a lot. And but I knew that there was something more that I wanted in life, but I just didn't know what it was. And then one day, what was I doing? I know I was in San Bernardino at the time, 24, 23, 24, around there. And I remember just saying to myself, you know what, God, I want a 5-year plan. Whatever your will is, I know it's to preach the word and study your word and live right and just, you know, do your will, right? Of your glory. I was like, but what can I do here? And I remember him telling me, ask me, tell me what you want. And I was like, you know what, Lord? I want a family. I want to have my own place. I don't care if I have a house or apartment. I don't care if I'm renting or owning. I want a car. I want a car so I can go wherever I want. I want to be able to go to LA and see stuff. I was like, I want to get married eventually, and I want to have kids, and I just want to be happy and stable. And he said, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains if you believe in me. And I started crying. I was like, all right, God, if it's your will, thy will be done. And I was like, all right. And I put it to work. And I ended up moving back to San Bernardino with my uncle, like for sure. I wanted to get a job, help him out. My uncle Ruben's always been the type to open his house to me with arms open. I'm pretty sure it probably pissed him off sometimes before, because me and my cousin would always fuck with him, But hey, it was cool. And at that time, he was happy that I was sobered up. My grandpa was taken care of at the time. My cousin had just got out, and he was, doing things cool and doing, trying to do his thing. And I remember I was going for this job. I was doing side hustles. I was doing side jobs. I was trying to keep it legit as possible. But I was making money. And I was always going back and forth to LA. I was always doing my thing. And then one day, on Facebook like everybody else. So don't say shit. Don't judge me. But I don't care. Give a fuck. I want to see the best comment you have on this one. Nah. But for reals, oh no, don't be fucked up. I met Jesse. I met my beautiful wife. Uh, which guy we talked for a minute. At first, she didn't want to see me. No, no. She was always busy. She was always working. I was always doing my thing. I would always say hi. I was always friendly. I didn't know she was going through stuff at the time, but it's funny because the funny thing about me and Jesse is this: from when I was taking care of my grandma and grandpa, starting in 2008 till the day that she died. Um, it's funny because uh, the same place that I go to the bar called All Stars, there was a little restaurant called Taco Tia, and she used to work there. And I know I used to run into her all the time because she looked just like that girl. And it's funny because but she was raised in Ruberdo, and my grandma and grandpa was always in Ruberdo. I even lived in Ruberdo the same time that she was there. And then when she moved to San Bernardino, the whole time I was in San Bernardino, she was always there. So it's funny that we are always in the same circle, but we just never really seen each other like that. But we had like a lot of things in common. She was surprised how much I knew, and finally, from her saying that she couldn't see me and this and that, which was cool, because she did have two kids, one in high school at the time, or about to be in high school, and one of them was in elementary school. Um, she was busy, living the single mother life, and but she was also taking care of her mother and all that, and helping out with her sister. So it was nice. That she had responsibilities. I always love a woman that her priorities come first. You know what I mean? And the fun can come after. Even though a lot of people don't like living like that, it's great. I know a lot of people that put all their blessings in God and they do what they got to do as far as money, and they go by faith. I know people that give their kids everything and they don't even got nothing for themselves, but it's because they love their kids. They want to take care of their kids. They want to make sure that the kids have nice things and food and all the stuff that they deserve. So, and that's how my wife is. She's still like that to this very day. And so uh, one day um I told her, I asked her, I was like, what, fuck, I want to meet her. I was like, what, like, I want to chill with her. I was like, what, I was like, I want to ask her this. And I was like, I hit her up on a messenger. I was like, hey, what is there to do to what is there to do in San Bernardino besides eating and go to the movies? And she starts busting up laughing. She's like, you can eat and go to the movies and go to the store or something like that. And I started busting up laughing, and we were just talking back and forth. And then it got to a point where I was like, well, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I just gotta go do some things, and that's it. I was like, well, you down to come chill for a little bit? And at first she was like, oh yeah, I'll see what's up. And then yeah, and then, well, I don't know. And I was like, well, if you do, you can, you can. If you don't, you don't. Here's my address. So I gave her my address. But the time I was texting her, I had just barely came back from work with my uncle and my cousin. We're fixing a house that my uncle was doing. Some under the table shit. And so the time that I got to the house, we were chilling and everything, and we're like, we're drinking some beers, and we're playing dominoes, me, my cousin, and my uncle. And so I'm chatting with her, and I haven't taken a shower yet, but we're just coming off work, so we're just trying to chill. And then the whole time that I'm drinking and we're playing dominoes, I'm texting her, and finally after the 10th hundred, okay, well, I'll see what I can do after I'm done doing what I got to do. And I was all like, all right, cool. Um, which I finally, they're taking a shower and we're still playing and we're buzzed. I'm like tore up, and then finally I get a message from her saying that, oh, hey, I'm about to come through. This is your address, right? I was like, okay, yeah. So I can't remember the time, but I know it was an hour from that message to the time she texted me back, and she had got lost. She thought it was another address that's similar to mine on the other side of a bridge that I live on, and so she was lost. And I'm playing dominoes and I'm drinking, and I'm just like in my head I'm thinking, oh, this girl, she's gonna stand me up. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm kind of already expecting it, so I'm just like, that they're, my uncle and my cousins like, oh, you guys want to play one more game? Or like, yeah, fuck it, let's play one more game. You want another beer? Yeah, all right, fuck it, one more beer. And so we're chilling, we're talking about God, we're talking about life, we're playing dominoes. Time's going by. I'm like, I hit her up. I'm like, hey, where you at? She's all like, did you give me a fake address? I was like, what? She's like, yeah, because I'm here. I was like, are you sure? And I sent her the address again. She's like, yeah. I was like, oh, wait, you had to come over the bridge. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, you gotta come over the bridge. So she come over the bridge, and finally she texts me saying, all right, I think I'm here. And so I go outside, and it's just funny too because we're almost at the end of the game, and my uncle and my cousins like just tore up. They're about to pass out. So I'm like, fuck, I didn't even take a shower. So I put deodorant real quick, and I just sprayed myself real quick. Well, I didn't stink, but still, I just like make sure I didn't stink. And she comes, and I was like, flash your lights, and she's like, she does, and then I was like, cool, all right, cool. That's her. I was like, yeah, come all the way over here. I'm in the middle of the street. And then she ends up finding me, and then she parks, and then and then she ends up coming out of her car, and it's a sick ass car. I think it was a Camry. I think that she had, but she comes out of the car, and she's looking good. Like she looks fine. And which call it, and I was like, oh, hey, what's up? You got lost? She's like, yeah, I thought you gave me a fake address. And I started busting out laughing. I was like, oh, look at you. She gave me a little hug. And then I was like, let me see, turn around for me. And so I turned her around, and I was shaking her out. I was like, okay, okay. And this and that. And hey, we started talking for a long ass time. She was like, yeah, I'll stay for a little bit. She was talking about she got lost, and she thought that I was trying to stand her up. And then we found out that we had a mutual friend, and she knew one of my cousins. She's like a cousin to me, like an aunt cousin, whatever. But she knew her from Facebook, and I was like, yeah, that's my, that's so and so. And so we were chopping it up. We were talking so long, because we were talking about everything, relationships. We were talking about, I was telling her what I used to do a little bit, what I do now, what kind of path I was on. Just little small talks, but we're open about everything, and we're like, whatever, and I told her, hey, sorry, I just got done coming back, and we're drinking and all this stuff, so, let me know if I smell, and I'm good. And she was like, no, you're good, and this and that, and we ended up talking 10 minutes, became an hour, we ended up talking until like, I don't know, like almost 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And but what was funny though is that when we were outside talking, we saw, I shit you not, we saw 4 shooting stars, and there was 2 over her and there was 2 over me. I kid you not. My wife is a living testimony to this. I looked up, she looked up, we saw 2 shooting stars, and it was like surrounding us. It was the dopest thing I've ever seen. And sure enough, we started talking. We're together almost every day, and then one day she got sick, and she didn't want me to go. One day I stood over there, and she didn't want me to go, so I ended up taking care of her. And then I got sick, and she ended up taking care of me. And then all of a sudden, I just never left. We had a little ups and downs, of course, just like any other relationship, but at the end, we became adults about it and fixed it, and then all of a sudden, I told her, what was down about my wife Jessie is that I told her about how I lived, but I also told her that the great moments, the great times I had in church. I love going to church. That's my thing. That's what I believe in, and she agreed with that too. So I ended up getting connected to my aunt Yolanda, and we ended up going to her church. And me and Jesse were only going out for like 5 months at the time. And I started, praying, and I told God, I was like, you know what, God, we've been together for 5 months now. I want to start, that promise, that thing that I prayed for. It's in my heart. It's in my mind. Shall it be? If it's up to you, let it happen. And all of a sudden, things were just coming. My wife doesn't see it like this, but I told her. One day we were walking. I was walking her home, and it was about 5 months. And or no, it was like 2 months of me talking to each other. She was all like, when we made it official, she was all like, what you want? I was like, honestly, I want this. I told her what I prayed to God. That's what I prayed for. That's what I want. I have a 5-year plan. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah. And I was like, and I believe in it. Like, I told her straight out, this is what I believe. This is what I've been praying for. I want to have a house. I want to have a job, a stable job. I want to have a car. I want to be married. I want to, be able to do things and all this stuff. And I was telling her, I want to go to church. I want to just have a happy, cool life. I'm not a punk. I'm not a bitch. I know who I am, where I'm coming from. But, I told her I'm 25 years old, and I know what I want in life. I know what I want. Like I said, I've always been an old soul, and I've been through so much at an early age. That's just what I wanted from. That's what I pray to God about, and I'm going to believe in my prayer. I walk by faith and not by sight. I told her that, and at first she was like, "Whoa, you're like put like that's kind of take it easy." I'm just like, no, that's what I'm praying for. That's what I believe in. And she was like, "Well, let's just take it day by day." In my head, I'm just like, "Girl, you don't know. I have the faith in God, you know." But never in the whole time we've been together, not one time I've ever had it in my head like, "Oh shit, if you want a thing like that, then you ain't the one." I've never thought that of her at all. My wife has always been that one. Like I felt, and mind you, I was with like 3 other girls before her. So it's like, but I didn't tell them the same thing that I told her. Hell no. It's just I knew from the bat what kind of relationship I was in. But but before her, I was single for like almost a year and a half, almost going on 2 years. I was with nobody because I was working on myself. I was working on that time. I was working myself for like 2, 3, almost 3.5 years on myself, busting a Batman, just meditating on who I am and where's my faith in God, and so I fixed that. I with God, I had to fix it with God, and because of God, He was able to make my little heart grow 3 times bigger. And that's just the way it is. And so, I was single for a long time. So when I told her, she was, I never had that in my head when she was like, whoa. So I just prayed on it. Sure enough, I got jobs. Sometimes, things were, I was getting fired because of stupid shit or, my health. But either than that, though, I was like, no, I want to get a stable job. And I ended up getting a stable job. That was one. Second, me and Jesse's relationship was growing beautifully as it is today. It's just beautiful. We started getting more connected, more things, becoming more of a family. Then we ended up having our own car, a beautiful, nice car before the wreck. Let's not talk about that. And then after the wreck, whatever, we still have a car. but we got the car way before we got married. But then, so I got a job, I got a car, and now I told her, let's get our own place. It's time in our relationship. It's going on the third year already. Let's get a place. She said, okay, cool. That's the third year that we're together. We got our place. Then 2019, what you call it? It's cool. We end up, what you call it? We end up getting married. We got married. Now we're going on 5 years. We're already on 5 years. And we're seeing the road together. We're praising God together. We're with people. I only smoke weed. I don't do drugs. I rarely drink. And if I do, it's just a little bit because of my diabetes. I pray. I try to get in the Word. I worship God every day, no matter what. And my life is just great. I have ideas that I want to do. I want to do a lot of things. Like I said in my last video for 2022, big things. I want to try something different. But I want to do a lot of godly stuff. And we got married. And now I'm 30 at that point. 31, 32. Being married for 3 years now. Crazy, huh? It's fun. It is 3 years we've been married, but we've been together going on 5, 6. So it's like I always skip ahead of years when I say that with us because it's the future. I'm thinking about future with my wife. My wife is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I prayed for a woman to love me, that would love God, would help me be on check. You know, sometimes when we argue, I know sometimes I can be a little like rough, but I've never abused her. I've never hit her. I've never touched her. I never put her down. Never said, you're fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. I never tell her shit like that. I tell her to be quiet, but she doesn't know what she's talking about sometimes. But, you know, when we argue, it's not physical, you know. And, you know, we tell each other the truth, and sometimes the truth hurt us, but our relationship is based on truth. And she can tell me anything. I tell her, he can tell me anything. It might get me mad. So what? I'd rather you tell me the truth. Be honest with me. And she is 100% honest with me. She doesn't hide nothing from me. And she prays for me. There's times I'm sick and she'll actually pray for me. You know, I'm so happy that God gave me a strong woman. You know, and now that we don't have kids, but I have 2 strong, brave kids, stepkids, Ricky and Emery. Ricky is more close to me than his own dad. Emery, she's close to her dad, but you know she knows. I know she loves me. I know that she knows I love her. You know, we have a mutual respect. No, but it's cool though. But yeah, my life is great. You know, and now today is the day that I sleep, and I will be 33. 33. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm 33 now. Send me a holla holla holla. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my life part 2. I hope I didn't bore you guys, but just know that God answers prayers. He answered my 5 years. And if you want to ask me, you know what's your plan now? And I've been thinking about that a lot. And I tell my wife this. I think now that she knows me a whole lot better now, I think she gets a little scared. Because I always have plans in my head. But I know one thing though. I want to start seeing the world and praising God. I want to help people. I want to move, not slow down. You know, right now I'm at a comfortable job, but I want to make more. I want to go to Tennessee. I want to go to Gettysburg. I want to go to the Grand Canyon. I want to go to Mount Mushmore. I want to go to the woods. I want to go to Florida. I want to go to my big ultimate dream is I want to see Jerusalem. That's my bucket list. I want to go where Jesus was at. I want to walk where he was at, where he carried the cross. I want to go there. That's my bucket list. That's my dream. But for now, my birthday present is going to be the Batman. I got my tickets. I'm so great. I'm so happy. When I do think of my 5-year plans, you guys will probably not be here to enjoy it. Maybe you guys will. But of course, I'll record whatever I can, whatever my wife allows me to. But look out because me and my cousin wants to do a few projects. He's camera shy, but I think he might be down. But when he does, I'll let you guys know. But thank you for the love, support. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And when you guys have a dream, a plan, put all your faith in God, and God will open it. But you gotta live a great life. You gotta be a good person. You can't be lying. You can't be stealing. You can't be a person that just do wicked things and think it's okay. Be straight. Be cool, man. Woman, I know you might go through the pain, but just keep on pushing on, okay? All you guys, God answers prayers. You guys need to believe that. He answered my prayers. I'm a living proof. I have a beautiful wife, a home, a car, everything that a man can want. I have no complaints. The only complaints I have is that I wish I can do more. I wish I had more money and do more. But that's life. Alright? Thank you guys. God bless you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Get ready for the Batman.